Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive shakeup in how we find, well, pretty much anything online. For 2 decades, one name has been king, Google. But now, a new technology is here, and it's challenging Google's very foundation, sparking what you could call a great information war. This quote right here, it really gets to the heart of the whole battle, doesn't it? This fight between Google's search and generative AI. It's basically a modern-day story of the emperor's new clothes. And our job today is to figure out who, if anyone, is actually wearing those invisible robes. Okay, so part 1, the reign of the pointer. First things first, let's really get a handle on the king of the castle. For the last 2 decades, Google's power didn't come from giving us the answers. Nope, it came from being the world's best pointer. Basically a master directory for the entire web. The secret sauce, the absolute genius behind Google's rise, was something called PageRank. See, it didn't just count how many websites linked to a page, it weighed them. So a link from, say, a huge news site was like a super vote. What this did was create this incredible map of the web's authority, pointing you straight to the most credible places to find what you were looking for. And this whole system created this self-perpetuating loop. It's pretty wild when you think about it. Google sets the rules, content creators then learn those rules and optimize for them, that's SEO, and then we, the users, we adapted too. We learned to speak Googleese, right? Using keywords instead of asking full questions. Everyone was just reinforcing everyone else's behavior. And of course, this is where the money comes in. The business model was brilliantly simple. Make money off our intent, right at that exact moment we click. This system, pay-per-click, became one of the most profitable business models in history. The whole empire, every bit of it, was built on the value of that one single action, the click. But now, for part 2, the rise of the answerer. A challenger has stepped into the ring with a completely different philosophy. Meet generative AI, the answering machine. And it doesn't want to point you somewhere, it wants to give you the answer right then and there. So instead of mapping the web, a large language model, or LLM, learns the patterns inside the web. Think about it. It devours a mind-boggling amount of text and then generates a totally new synthesized response, just by predicting the next most likely word, and then the next, and the next. It's not finding a source for you. It's literally creating an answer from scratch. Here's a really simple way to get your head around this, especially if you know a little programming. Google gives you the address of the information, that's the URL, and you have to go follow it. AI, though, it gives you the value itself. The information is delivered straight to you, no extra steps needed. And this conversational ability, oh man, this is a total game changer. It means you can actually have a dialogue. You can ask follow-up questions, you can add layers of complexity, and you can just use normal, natural language. It finally breaks us free from that old, choppy, keyword search world. Which brings us right back to our central theme for part 3, the emperor's new clothes. So, which is it? Is AI this revolutionary force that's exposing Google's weaknesses? Or is AI's own promise of perfect instant answers the real illusion here? So, is the whole pointer model obsolete now? The biggest threat to Google, hands down, is something called traffic displacement. I mean, think about it. If the AI just hands you the answer, why on earth would you ever need to click on a link? That one simple question threatens the entire business model that's ruled the web for 20 years. But this answering machine has a massive problem, a real Achilles heel. It makes things up. Now, it's not doing it on purpose, but it has this tendency to hallucinate. That's when the AI generates a response that sounds completely confident, super plausible, totally authoritative, and is 100% wrong. And we're not just talking about funny little mistakes here. These hallucinations have had serious, real-world consequences. I mean, we've seen lawyers get fined for citing fake legal cases made up by an AI. One factual error in a demo cost a company $100 billion in market value. And some AIs have even given out dangerously bad advice, like telling people to eat poisonous mushrooms. This is serious stuff. So this table really lays out the fundamental trade-off we're all facing. On one hand, you have Google's pointer model. It makes you do more work, right? You have to click the links, you have to synthesize the information, you have to verify it. But in return, you get transparency and sources you can trust. On the other hand, the AI answer is super easy, it's frictionless, it does the work for you, but it comes with a significant risk of being confidently and completely wrong. That's the choice. All right, part 4, Google's hybrid counterattack. So, how is the old emperor fighting back? Well, Google is trying to weave itself a brand new set of clothes by mixing AI directly into its search engine, trying to get the best of both worlds. Their main play here is something called AI overviews. The idea is it gives you a synthesized summary right at the top of the page, but it still includes links to sources. The rollout, though, well, it's been a bit of a mess. This is where we got those infamous AI answers advising people to eat rocks and, yes, to put glue on their pizza. And don't get it twisted, Google is going all in on this hybrid strategy. They are planning to spend a jaw-dropping $75 billion on AI infrastructure in 2025 alone. Just to put that number in perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of many countries. They are literally building a massive financial and technical moat to defend their kingdom. Okay, let's move into our final section, Part 5, the new information kingdom. Because this high-stakes battle, it's not just about two tech giants. It's shaping an entirely new information world, one with huge consequences for creators, for society, and frankly, for how we all think. You see, for years, the name of the game online was SEO, search engine optimization. Well, the new game is GEO, generative engine optimization. The goal isn't just to get your website to the top of a list of links anymore. No, the new goal is to get your content absorbed and featured as part of the AI's actual answer. But this new kingdom comes with some really serious risks we have to talk about. First, there's the danger of the single story, where an AI's bias just collapses all these diverse viewpoints into one single answer. Then there's cognitive offloading. Basically, we risk letting the AI do our thinking for us, and our own critical thinking skills could get weaker. And finally, we risk devaluing the very creators whose work is being used as raw fuel to train the AIs that are now competing against them. And that leaves us with this final, really critical question. In this new information war, we're all on the front lines. Every single time we look for something, we're making a choice that shapes the future. So what's it going to be? Will we choose the path of least resistance and take the easy answer? Or will we do the work it takes to find the verifiable truth? The choice, ultimately, is ours.